Hey, it's your boy Molly Mole. Welcome to Mole's Mind, episode 4. Kind of fell off the ball, dropped the ball a little bit this week. But we're gonna pick it back up. Gonna make up for lost time. I got a lot of stuff on my plate. I didn't get to drop episode 3 right away. So this week we're gonna be getting 2 episodes. By the time you hear this, episode 3 is already gonna be out, and it's probably gonna be like Wednesday by the time I drop this. So yeah, and all my episodes are recorded on Sunday. So how I'm having it, or how the structure I'm trying to have it is, Sundays I record the podcast, Monday I drop it, and I guess this past week, uh, I didn't drop it. I'm just like, nah, fuck that. Like, oh, not so much, nah, fuck that. It was like I told y'all. Well, you're gonna find out in the episode 3. I got promoted, so I was having fun a lot that weekend. So I had to kind of recuperate. I mean, I did the podcast, I recorded it, but as far as posting it and all of that stuff the next day, I was procrastinating. I was on some other shit, but we back at it. I'm not dropping the ball. I'm staying consistent with it. I'm not gonna fumble. I'm not gonna stop doing what I know I need to do. I'm working on music still. Figuring out certain things, how I'm about to go about things. It's just a lot that I'm trying to like structure with myself. You know what I mean? I'm knocking things off of my to-do list. You know what I'm saying? Fucking yeah, man. Fixing my car. Everything is low key, just slowly but surely getting handled. So that's why, certain times I might have to fall off, or uh, not fall off, but kind of take my attention off of something and put it on to something else for a little bit, so I can complete that task and then be able to have my full undivided attention, full focus, full energy on one thing at a time, you know, because that's one thing that I've been doing. I've done in the past, was just have my energy and my mind on so many things at once, trying to figure out how I'm going to do all of this, overwhelming myself and not doing anything at the end of the day, just being stagnant, and then just feeling depressed as fuck because you didn't do anything. So it's like the anxiety of needing to do everything, and then it's the depression of not doing anything. Yeah, I'm over that. I'm over that type of feeling. I'm getting better, shout out to therapy. you know Therapy's actually helping me. It's actually helped me get my thoughts, manage my thoughts. Shout out to everybody that's actually in therapy, giving it a chance. I'm kind of going off of structure, but I'm just I'm just freestyling right now, man. I'm talking, but yeah, everybody. Shout out to everybody in therapy that needs to go to therapy. It's okay. You're not alone. Um, you know, it's not. You're not crazy if you need to go. If you can't go because of financial reasons, I understand. Try to figure it out. Try to figure out some way, somehow, if you really need to, if you really need it, if you really feel so. Because I was in the same boat and I couldn't really get it until I got insurance. So, you know, it's a tough battle, especially being black with mental health issues. Yeah, I don't talk about that part. But let us not start off on a low note. That was just a real note, you know what I'm saying? Let's just get back to the regular mold mind structure, and then we gonna go from there. Uh, music. What new music? I think the only new music that I've seen that I care about that has dropped is Joey Badass's project. Joey Badass 2000, out now on all platforms. Decent project. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good project. I gotta listen to it more to really appreciate it. Kind of like the Kendrick album, but I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't. I guess I was expecting more because it was the 1999 sequel, and it's been a while since we've heard from him. So I guess certain expectations, but that's one thing that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to work on with myself, and just how I view others, just as far as having certain a certain level of expectations, you know, and being happy with whatever whatever is the outcome. It wasn't a bad project at all. It was just uh, it was different from from where I thought he was gonna take it. That's really it. Like it was still he's still rapping, still doing his thing, you know. Fucking Joey Badass, don't get it fucking twisted. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga's still nice. Yeah, it just uh, uh I guess the approach was a little different than I expected. But I mean, he kept it '90s as fuck. Like that was one thing. Like even the videos, down to the style of the videos, what his what he was wearing in the videos, like everything about the videos was screaming '90s era, retro style, all of that. And that's what this album sounds like. I guess that's why like it's almost like, oh, not what I was expecting, but like my man is just rapping. That's all he is. So it's like I guess I was expecting to try to find like one of those hits or whatever, but nah, this is just some calm shit, calm fire. You know what I mean? Like some calm shit for your soul. You know, as he should, as we do need, because we need a balance. Because sometimes I feel like there's too much of the high energy. Sometimes we need to be on a low energy, not necessarily low frequency, but just bring it down a notch a little bit and just mellow out. You know what I mean? Like I I resonate with that a lot. Like I do that a lot. Like for me, it's more so like freaking. It's like a up and down. Like 1 minute I'm high energy, and then the next minute I'm low energy, high frequency, low frequency. Like just a back and forth. But I like for me, I kind of like it like that. I want it to be like that. I want it to be all over the place. But that's just me. But even though I do make it all over the place, or frequency changes, I still try to make it cohesive. So yeah. But shout out to Joey Badass. 2000s out now. Dope project. I'm gonna have to listen to it again. I was listening to it last night. Of course, he had my boy JID on it. Let me not forget to mention that my boy JID. I fuck with that track. They both went off on that track. Fucking all other tracks. So I won't sound like I just didn't really listen to the album. Where I Belong, I fuck with that from when he dropped the single. Uh, fucking this track with JID. The one before that, Show Me, was fire as well. I think there's another one. Written in the Stars, the last track was pretty cool. There's another one. I think it's Welcome Back. The shit where he was on some, he was with Chris Brown and Capella Gray. I fucked with that track too. You know, he was in his lady bag, his lady vibes. You know what I mean? So you can't get mad at that. But the fact that he took that route, you know what I'm saying? That's something to admire. Son got a song with Chris Brown now. I mean, come on. Goat shit. Yeah, who else? Oh yeah, Vince Staples. I finally listened to Ramona Park, Broke My Heart. Um, I know I'm like months late or whatever, but you know, some people we find out music or we tap into music at different times. You know, that's what it's for. It's not like I feel like the industry kind of makes it so that like, oh, we all have to be paying attention at one point in time, mainly because of the numbers. Like, oh, how many sales you got first week, how many streams you got first week, or whatever. But in reality, some people might not catch on to things until some time has passed. You know, some people might fall in love with the album fucking 2-3 months after, and their numbers increase then. So it's not always about the numbers. It's more so about the impact. You know what I mean? Like, but with that being said, Ramona Park Broke My Heart. That was a good project. Like West Coast sound. You know, Vince Staples is in his bag talking more so like you could tell talking more about the women, more about relationship shit, just in that emotional bag. And I don't listen to like a lot of Vince Staples, but I do fuck with him. Like uh, the last Vince Staples project, Vince Staples, it was titled. That was like one of the nah, it wasn't one of the first, but it was one of the last Vince Staples projects that I listened to from top to bottom, like attentively, or more than once, I should say. And like, cause I think the first one when I started wanting to really listen to him was Big Fish Theory, and that was when he had the Hidden Kendrick feature or whatever the fuck. And um, I never really went back to that album, but it was mainly because I don't know. There's so much music out here now. It's like it's kind of hard to try to digest everything basically. Like with podcasts, it's like a million podcasts. It's like thousands of podcasts being started every day, i.e., fucking Maul's Mind. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so much shit to consume for the consumer, and it's like, there's only, I can understand if they get overwhelmed. If the consumer gets overwhelmed by all of this shit, like, there's so much product to digest and to take in, like, how can I satisfy everybody? How can everybody eat? So it's like, you just gotta find your core. I think that's one thing that I admire about Vince Staples or Joey Badass or whoever I'm about to list. Like, they have their core fan base, so they're gonna be valid regardless. Like, people's gonna fuck with them for them regardless. It doesn't matter about the marketing or the push. Like, granted, marketing and the push helps even for the core, but the core is always gonna be looking for them regardless, so it should be fine. But Ramona Park broke my heart. Uh, Main standout tracks for me, because this is what I was bumping this past week. Magic, magic, yeah, that shit's fire. Lemonade with Ty Dolla $ign. Felt like ice cold lemonade. Roll to go when you in the shade. Yeah, that shit go hard. I'm like, all right. The radio jam. The radio jam, Vince. Alright. Feel me? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's been in rotation heavy this past week. But yeah, Ramona Park broke my heart. Definitely a good album. And one thing that made me think about this album too was Westside Boogie, because in an interview that he did with Rory and Maul, shout out to them. Um, he had like they had asked him what other music does he listen to or whatever, and he had mentioned like, well, he was saying at first he don't really listen to niggas or whatever, but like to be fair, he brought up a couple names, but he brought up Vince Staples' project, and you know, it kind of made me think like, word, I forgot this nigga Vince dropped a project. I gotta listen to that shit. And it's funny that he even said that. I'm even thinking, is this the reason why he said it? Like, because I think on Lemonade, that song, he was Vince Staples was like, I got nigga knees. But it's the ironic part about it. The main reason I'm bringing it up is that's a West Side Boogie song. It's a boogie song for me, nigga knees. On a nigga knees is a lie. Yeah, that shit. It's funny because people knew about that song or saw that video before I even knew about this nigga. Before he really went viral. I mean, before he something is shady, and it was like, what in the fuck? Where the fuck was I that I didn't know about this song? But yeah, that shit definitely made me look into it more, or it made me like put it in the back pocket of my brain, like, oh yeah, definitely get when you get a chance, or when you feel like it, bump that Vince Staples project. That shit was fire. I mean, definitely good production. You know what I'm saying, Vince in a different bag. Good project, good music. Um, Yo, Mac Miller is still dropping albums from the dead. He on his Michael Jackson shit. Like, fucking, I just went on Spotify yesterday. I know I'm still using Spotify, but I just went on Spotify yesterday, and PP has like a whole new album. Like, I didn't get the chance to listen to it. Like, I started listening to it, but then I think I got a call. I think I got distracted or whatever. So it just like it didn't flow. But I know he got a lot of music in the cut, but I guess my initial reaction like, damn, they got another one with a singer, cause he dropped what is it after he passed. Well, before he passed, he dropped Swimming, and then after he passed, he he dropped oh man, I sound like a fake fan. The fact that I gotta go look into this shit, fuck. Um, what was that? Circles. I don't know why I was thinking about Blue, or something like that. But yeah, he came out with Circles, and then he dropped Faces, but Faces is already dropped, but he put it on streaming services. But that's like two projects, and then plus this one, it's like 3 albums since he passed. Well, two, really, technically two. But I'm not to say that it doesn't happen, cause I think Biggie just dropped a song with Ty Dolla $ign. Like, what the fuck is that? Whose idea was that? But I guess as far as posthumous albums, I guess I kind of felt like that was all that they was gonna really put out with Mac, you know, or I think they was just gonna kind of keep it in the cut just because. But I understand it though. You know what I mean? Get his family that money, give his people the music. I'm definitely gonna look into it more when I get a chance. So the title of it is "I Love Life, Thank You." When I seen that, I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. My son is still dropping. This shit got Sir Michael Rocks on it. It got a song with Talib Kweli on it. Like Bun B. Like, what the fuck? Mac, bro. Like, damn, son. What is it? The Malcolm McCormick Fund? Oh, Rostrum Records. Huh. Anyway. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Feel it. Anyway. I thought I had to sneeze. But, yeah, Mac Miller's still dropping fire from the dead. Rest in peace, bro. Nah, that was one person that was the first artist I did shed tears for. Like, when I heard that they passed. Like, my world stopped when niggas told me that Mac Miller died. And I was even the biggest, like, from day one type of fan. Like, I think I got onto Mac Miller, like, cause I always knew about Mac Miller, cause my boy Sean, my boy Lizelle, and my boy Carl G Versa, for me from back in the day, from middle school, for me they both knew about him, and they was fans, for me. Or Carl was more of a diehard fan, but niggas knew about Mac Miller. You know what I'm saying? And like when he died, bro, that shit like that shit shook me, bro. Like, cause I just felt so connected and I felt so impacted by his music. It was just fucking insane. Like we was waiting for Mac. He just dropped the project, and then maybe 2 weeks or no more than a month later, he passed. Like, what the fuck? Like, I remember that same day, motherfuckers was playing Diablo in the streets. I was surprised. Like, I was wondering who the hell that was. Like, somebody was, like, I heard the shit. I stepped out to the door. I'm hearing, doom, dun, 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 dun. I'm just like, damn, Mac. Like, this nigga's really going. Like, yo, bro, I fell to the, I fell to the floor when I heard that this nigga fucking Mac died, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? You kidding me, bro? Like, that shit just rocked my whole world. Like, I couldn't believe it. couldn't believe it. Swimming, that shit. He dropped that at like the perfect time in life. I can't even go back to that album for many reasons. For many reasons. That album is just too. He got me through a lot of relationships. He got me through a lot of shit, bro. That man, I'm just thinking about it, back at it now, like the Divine Feminine, Swimming, fucking, good AM, good AM. Watching movies with the sound off. Thinking back, bro. He got so much beautiful music. It's crazy that he passed so early, man. He still had so much more. He died at 27, bro. I'm 25 now. You know how much life he was living before 20? It's fucking insane. R.I.P. to Mac Miller, man. R.I.P. to Mac Miller. Word to me, you was that nigga. What else, music-wise? Pardon me. I wrote down Russ, cause Russ dropped a freestyle yesterday. I seen it, and it was on Facebook. It was some shit that he posted himself. But that man was rapping, and I'm not even the biggest fan of Russ. I fuck with Russ, but I'm like, it wasn't until like recently. Like, I mainly fuck with his rap shit. As far as the singing shit, I'm not the biggest fan, respectfully. But you know, his rap shit, I like. When he raps, it makes me want to just check out the rest of his music, because it's like, all right, you know, this nigga is spitting. Like even Chomp too, Chomp when had Ab Soul, you know, when he gave that look to Ab Soul, I'm like, all right, you in my book now. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you rapping with the best of them right now. You rapping with Ab Soul, and you rapping with Black Thought, you rapping with all of these guys, and then on top of that, you drop another project. You rapping with OGs. You rapping with Ransom. It was other names. Man, I don't want to keep on having a look, but he dropped that Chomp 2. Niggas was spitting bars on that, and that one was really an album. Oh yeah, there was a whole track with Joey on that shit. Fucking Big Sean, Wale, and Joey, like, I think it says Hit Boy, but I think he just made the beat. But bro, like, Conway and Ghostface, like, Lloyd Banks and Sahai, like, this nigga Russ, bro, like, nigga's wildin'. Nigga is wildin', bro. Got a song with Papoose on, like, come on. On some rapping shit, like, Russ definitely earned my respect, I'm not gonna lie. He definitely did. And, you know, it's inspiring because, you know, he did it independently, you know, you know, he did it independently, he did it his own way. You know what I'm saying? He proved many points. So, you know, his stamp in the game is monumental in its own right. You know what I mean? Like, it's monumental for niggas like me trying to make it in this industry or trying to make it in life with this music shit. You know, trying to figure out best ways to not get fucked but still do what you want to do. You know what I mean? It's really what it is. Yeah, but Russ is nice. I'm not gonna lie. Russ is nice. He be flowing. Like, he's not the most, like he be having, like, crazy wordplay sometimes, but sometimes it's not always like that. It's more so, like, swag bars a lot of the times, but not all the time. I'm not gonna say that. It's not all the time. But yeah. Yeah, shout out to Russ. Just want to talk about Lupe again, because I just peeping the Lupe interviews. This thing is outside again. Like, he's really, like, doing, like, sitting down, doing interviews and shit like that. Like, that shit is crazy to me because, for me, I remember a time where he said that he's not doing any more interviews, you know. And, you know, then on top of that, with the whole COVID shit, he was very vocal about COVID. So, he wasn't really doing nothing, well, the first year or whatever. After a while, he was like, fuck it, we outside. But I'm not even sure if he's vaccinated or not. I wonder because he's kind of warning. Pardon me, goddamn, I gotta stop yawning. He's kind of warning people to get vaccinated or whatever. But I'm not sure if he did or not. So it's like, you know, why tell me to do something if you didn't even do it? You know what I mean? But, hey. But I don't know. But that's just my guy. I just wanted to talk about him real quick because, Lupe is a national treasure. I don't think people realize that. I hadn't even seen, well, I'm glad I brought this up. I haven't seen a video where it was talking about like Lupe is the original Kendrick Lamar. And I'm not gonna lie, that kind of sounds about right. You know what I'm saying? It's just that Kendrick went more of a commercial sound as far as with it came to the message. It came not such. I guess you could say commercial sound, but more so of a favorable, tasteful sound. I guess with trying to spread a certain message or whatever, and also, you know, Lupe wasn't the biggest person on labels or industry shit, so I can see why his reputation can get a little tarnished or whatever, or not a little and shit. Niggas fucking shitting on Lupe early on, but you know what I mean. Like Kendrick, like I understand what people like. They had a whole video about that. Like I understand what they mean too. Like as far as the intellectual bars, the bars for change, the mindset, you know, just the insight. Like I could see what it is. It's just that Lupe is more intricate with it, and this goes back to like Lupe's beef with Rosenberg, Peter Rosenberg, I-97, because at one point, yeah, fucking Rosenberg was nut hugging Kendrick. That's what Lupe said because, you know what I mean, he's saying he was the best in the world. I understand it there, you feel me? Like, and Lupe was like, nah, like he's nice. Is he the best? Not necessarily. Like, I don't think so. But, he's definitely nice. Like, I've definitely gave him his kudos. Like, you know, and that's how it is with a lot of people. A lot of people be feeling like, it's not the best or whatever. But, if you fuck with it, you fuck with it. Like, people don't like Logic. I fuck with Logic. Even Lupe thinks, like, I brought this up low-key for a reason, but even Lupe thinks that Logic is, like, a better lyricist in a way than Kendrick. Well, this is what he has said before. I'm going off of old interviews. But, yeah, like, so I can tell it's not so much about, it's not always just about the message with Lupe. I guess it's more about the lyrical ability. I don't know. I can't call that because I'm not Lupe. But, Lupe is that guy. Lupe is that fucking guy. I think people don't understand the power of this man, Lupe Fiasco. Like, they think he's just some kick push nigga. Nah, that nigga, a ninja with a microphone, nigga. Like, what do you create? Like, yo. And he's even more than that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's, Lupe is that guy, bro. Even Tyler said it, like, we need to protect Lupe. Yo, Lupe is that guy, bro. If you don't think so, nigga, ask the greatest, nigga. Nigga, Nas think Lupe is him, nigga. Fuck is you, like, end of discussion. like, end of discussion on Lupe on that. Like, nobody else, who else says that? Who said that about themselves or about another rapper? and that you would care. All right then, fucking Lupe Fiasco, goddammit. So what's going on today in the world? So the Kanye and Kid Cudi feud still going on. I feel like there's something like completely deeper than what they show. So I'm not even gonna go further into what it is or into what I feel it is. I mean, it's Maul's mind. I should, but I don't really want to feed into it too much because it's like it's whatever. Like it's not that it's whatever, but I don't care that much about it. You know what I mean? But this week or this past weekend, I think Kanye was supposed to perform at Rolling Loud, but it had something to do with Cudi being there. So Kanye canceled his performance. They had Cudi fill in for him, and then Kanye came later on during a Lil Durk performance. And on top of that, Kid Cudi got booed off stage. They was throwing shit at him and all that, you know. So, you know, I ain't gonna lie. It kind of went like on Kanye's part. It's like, all right, is it are you being that petty? I can understand because Kanye a Gemini, so he probably being petty to the maximum right now. That was being petty to the maximum. He don't give a fuck because it's Kanye. But on the other hand, I feel bad for Kid Cudi a little bit because just from an artist standpoint, like niggas throwing shit at you while you're performing, I gotta feel pretty shitty to pardon me, to experience that. Like, no matter at what point in your career, like somebody's throwing shit at you or you having a bad show, like I can only imagine like how it is to feel in that moment. You know, like it's fucked up. It is fucked up. But like, you know, it's that Kanye influence. Like people have that like people are Cudi fans or Cudi stans, and then there's people that are Kanye stans. Kanye stans are pretty crazy. Like, they don't give a fuck, you know. So, I just feel like Kanye is being a little too petty, just a little bit, just a little bit, you know, just a little bit. But he's making a statement, and that's all he be trying to do. So. Fuck it. Megan Thee Stallion's album cover. I'm not staying long on this. It just came up as I was trying to figure out the list of what was going to be talked about today. But I definitely seen this shit earlier this week, probably the other day or so. And I was appalled by the cover. Now, there's definitely nastier things on the internet, or worse things on the internet. But that, bro, that cover, bro, what are we doing here, bro? Especially, yo, check this out. Check this out. Megan Thee Stallion, she's doing all of this shit after the whole Tory Lane shit. This shit still didn't really get finalized. Like, that shit is low-key still an open case, right? But niggas is finally realizing that the bitch is lying. Like, sorry, but she's lying, bro. Like, you know, like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Y'all don't feel like she's lying? If y'all don't feel like she's lying at this point, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I really don't. Like, y'all can try to make sense of it however y'all want, but it don't It don't add up. The story don't add up. It doesn't make sense. She's making it worse by talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the weirder part about it is they trying to silence Tori from saying anything, but yet she's talking about or was talking about uh the case openly and all of that. Like, bro, what? What type of double standard shit is going on here? That sounds like some backdoor scamming industry type of shit, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but nobody want to say that because nobody want to get in trouble. But I'm a nobody, so it don't matter. Well, I'm a nobody for right now. But, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Motherfuckers really believing that she was a victim in all of this. Like, even with the shards and all of that shit, like, it's like, yo, bro, like, Tory Loki told y'all, like, now, like, a lot of the industry shit be smoke and mirrors, so you do have to watch what you pay attention to, but, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you gotta read between the lines with shit, you know what I mean? You have to, like, I feel like you wouldn't be doing yourself a proper service if you wasn't really, like, looking at both sides or looking at things in depth. Like, just passing judgment just because. Like, it's one thing to have an opinion, but it's one thing to just pass judgment just because, you know, of what you see automatically instead of really looking at the whole situation. Like, but the point is, for me to bring up all of that, she, like, went through all of this shit, and now she's dropping a fucking dominatrix picture album cover with nut formed into words on her tongue, dripping out her mouth. But that shit queen, though. This is the shit that I be talking about, but if I say something about it, I'm crazy and I'm being a hater. Like, alright, there's definitely explicit shit out there. I understand that. But look what gets pushed to the forefront. This is not the first time we done talked about this. Not saying me, I'm just talking about people in general. People definitely have had that saying, that same stance, and then people have had debates or other viewpoints of it. And it's still, to me, it's like, yo, nah, bro, like, nah, like, at this point in time for black people, bro, if you ask me, that's just not the image that we need to be pushing. Right now, nah, bro, I don't think so. What, bro? Come on, bro. Like, people, and the thing is, people think it's okay at this point, like, you know, it gotta be balanced, but there's just one thing about there's just levels and certain lines that just don't get crossed, and there's certain lines people push just because of certain statuses or statures that they're at. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking that shit was ridiculous. Like, if you see the Megan Thee Stallion project cover, album cover, song cover, whatever it is, you would just be like, you're dead ass right now. Like, this is what we're doing. Like, but let me say I'm a hater. I'm looking into it too much. Oh, I'm not. How would they say? Woman shaming or kink shaming or whatever the fuck type of excuse to be disgusting and you know, degrading. There we go. That's the word, degrading. Because we all watch porn and all that shit like that, but like, come on, bro. Kids are seeing this shit. I think people don't think about that aspect of it. They be all trying to say like, oh, if your kid don't want to see it, or if you don't want your kid seeing it, oh, don't put it in front of them. But it's like, yo, they're gonna see it anyway. They're gonna see it eventually, and that does not exempt the artist's responsibility for whatever the fuck like they put out. You know what I'm saying? It's responsibility on both ends to try like, you know, I don't know. You could people are free to do whatever they want to do, right? But if we talking about uh I don't know, man. If you talk about how we're viewed and all that shit, like I don't know, one people be hypocritical at one point and like people be with the freedom of speech, freedom of expression one moment, and then when it's convenient for them or convenient for their views, they'll look at it differently. But like for me, it's like, you know, kids are seeing that shit, bro. Like kids, we know kids are seeing that. Like not and maybe not voluntarily. Like come on, bro. Like I know I'm not the only one that's bugging. But when I bring up Rhapsody, it's crickets. When have you ever seen Rhapsody do anything like that? Granted, Rhapsody. No, I was about to try to identify Rhapsody, but no, I'm pretty sure Rhapsody likes men. No, Rhapsody does like men. Fuck. But she don't got to do all of that shit, bro, just to be famous. But look at the difference, though. Like, yeah, different sounds or whatever, but look what gets the attention. We know that, but yet we still are okay with it. Like all of this shit is just for us to try to forget that she tried to get Tory locked up at this point. His bitch, what are you doing? What are you doing? Then you want to go at academic. Man, I'm low-key done off of that topic. I didn't want to stay on that topic for too fucking long because that bitch is bugging. I don't give a fuck how much y'all think that's y'all queen or whatever. Yeah, she being a queen of the sluts. I mean, shit, like, I don't know. Everybody be trying to be progressive, but be congressive in their approach to things. So it's like, what the fuck, bruh? Shout out to this heat wave. It's fucking been hot all week. I just hit the pen. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I don't start coughing. Jinxed it. But, you know, I love how progressive the world is becoming. I can just go somewhere in the city and go buy weed. Like, I got a oil. I got two oils. I got two oils in a pen. No, I got one oil in a pen. Just walking in the store. Walking in the store. Like, it's a beautiful thing. And times are so different now. They have weed in the freaking in the window. In the window display. They had weed there. Like, yeah, weed is legal now, it's whatever, but coming from a nigga like me, that it was fucking illegal damn near my whole fucking 20 years of living. Nigga, that shit is a culture shock, to say the least. But yeah, shout out to this heat wave. It's been fucking hot all week. Hopefully it's gonna be over by the end. Like, I think they were saying about something toward like Tuesday or some shit like that. Hopefully, but yeah, I've been maintaining, keeping cool, doing my thing, working as much, like working through this shit. And I work outside, so I've been going through it. Fucking Wednesday and Friday was the craziest. But yeah, shout out to this heat wave. Shout out to everybody making it through. Everybody working outside, indoors, whatever the fuck. Hope the AC's working. Blessings to all of those that have working AC and I have to service y'all. Y'all give me a little relief throughout the day. You know what I mean? Okay, so what in-depth topic are we going to talk about today? You know, we're going to go down another little rabbit hole. Last episode, I was talking about astrology and mainly my astrology and astrology in relationships or social media and stuff like that. This time around, I'm gonna go in another category, another section. Let's talk about numerology, because numerology also plays into astrology as well. Like, this is why, like, I'm just so fascinated with all of these things, because in a way they're all connected, you know, and just trying to figure out how they're all connected is fascinating to me. So, you know, it's a spirituality and everything that comes with it is a fascinating, intriguing, intricate topic. So we know numbers. Well, everything has a frequency to it. Even inanimate objects have frequencies. Everything has a vibration, especially every living thing. Well, like, although like any inanimate piece of matter has a vibration. You know what I'm saying? I don't wanna miscommunicate what I'm trying to say. I don't wanna not make sense. But although it's not alive, there we go. Although it's not alive, it still has a frequency. You know, it still has a vibration. Whether we just don't feel it or hear it or not, because that's just how it is. But all life resonates at a certain frequency. You know what I mean? Numbers have their own frequency. So, for example, you know, 1 has its own frequency. Two, from 0 to 9, they all have their own frequency, their own vibration, their own meaning. That's one thing. That's what numerology is about. It's just about the study of numbers. It's about the study of the science of numbers or the spirituality of numbers. I might be wrong on that, but it's the study of numbers essentially. Ology, numer, you know. But yeah, each number has its own frequency, vibration. The numbers I see a lot is like 222, 747, 777, 555, 333, 888. You know, it varies for everybody. And it doesn't always have to be like repeating numbers. Repeating numbers just means that the vibration is stronger, or the frequency is stronger in the number that you're seeing at that time. You know, and what the numbers mean essentially is basically it's messages from your angels, from your guardian angels, from the ones that are guiding us throughout life, you know, or that are watching us throughout our journey. And these frequencies that we see, that we start to see on a regular basis or on a frequent basis, are messages from our angels to take heed and to pay attention to, or be mindful of. Like, for instance, 555 or 5 in general represents change. So whenever you see 555 or 5 frequently, or maybe even 55, you can attach that to change coming. Either change happened, change is here, or change is on the way. You know, each number has its own frequency, and then even repeating numbers have their own frequency, but a lot basically it's just enhanced. You know what I mean? Like I had a whole diagram for it. I hope I don't take too long. I found it. Boom. I found this on Facebook. I lost it. Found it again a whole bunch of times, but I'll break it down real quick. Let me see. Take another sip. Um, so one for angel numbers 111. You know, trust your gut and listen to your heart. Right. Intuition, basically. See, when you see 111, that's a sign from your angels to listen to your heart, trust your intuition, move in the best way that you feel possible, that you feel like is going to benefit you. But this is the one thing, before I continue, this is one thing about numerology or about the messages from numbers is that it varies depending on how you interpret it. So it's like essentially essentially they mean the same thing a lot of the times depending on the number, but depending on how well you understand how you would want to interpret it will determine how like what it really means. Because like right now, like the next one, 222, alignment. You are in the right place in the right time. Now, 222 can also, if you look at somebody else's interpretation, that you're coming to a balance. You know, so it's really just depending on how you interpret it. Even like to even like broaden my point. Next one, 333, support. This is off of the chart that I'm reading. Your spiritual guides are around you, sending you love, support, and guidance. Now, I've heard that 333 can represent mind, body, and soul, or mind, body, and spirit. You know, and the balancing of that. You know, so that like that's just to kind of go back to my point with the 222. Like it really depends on how you interpret it, but they essentially mean the same thing or have the same intention of message. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can try to distinguish. You know. So 444, protection. The universe and your spiritual guides are protecting you. Even for this one, when in my studies, 444 can be, or 4 can be a symbol of protecting your emotions or being wary of your emotions in that time. You know, it varies, but you know, it's all how you wouldn't interpret it in that moment in life. 555, change, something new is coming, like I said earlier. 666, not the devil numbers. See, this is why I don't want people to assume 666 is not necessarily devil numbers. They are their own frequency, like I said before, like each one. But yeah, this interpretation is reflect. It's time to wake up to your higher spiritual truth. Now, I'm trying to recall another interpretation, but yeah, I feel like that's that's the meaning or the overall meaning from what I've seen and what I've looked up. You know, basically reflection. I don't want to get too stumped on that, so I'm gonna keep moving on. But all of this stuff is stuff that you can just read and look up easily. You don't need to listen to me. I'm just talking about it because this is what I'm into. This is the type of spiritual shit that I'm into. This is why we here, Maul's Mind. You feel me? You getting tapped into Maul's Mind. uh, 777, that has many meanings as well. But a lot of the times it represents luck. Yeah, but it represents luck, mysticism, wisdom. Like, it means a lot of things. It says wonderful things are about to happen. 888, balance. Everything is falling into place as it's meant to be. So basically harmony. And 8 is basically the number representing infinity because of the shape. And 999, release. It's time to let go of what's no longer serving you. Now, it's heavy. It's heavy stuff. And I got onto this stuff maybe 5 years ago. Maybe a little bit younger, but definitely 5 years ago. I'm 25 now. So 5 years ago, I really started getting into numerology, or being aware of it, being aware of these signs and these vibrations that I'm seeing in real life. And it started giving me anxiety in the beginning, because I was seeing all of these numbers, and it was like nobody really understood where I was coming from when I was seeing it. So I would feel crazy. It's like, I'm not crazy. I'm seeing 333, I'm seeing 222, I'm seeing 444, 1111, or 111. I'm seeing all of these things, like, you know, to this day. Like, sometimes it's like I would see a certain assortment of numbers more frequent in time periods than others, but you know, it's still apparent. Like, it's just that now I'm learning to master my mind, and how can I say, just, yeah, master my mind and understand where I should take things with my mind or my thoughts. So, like, back in the day, like, I would see 555, like, and I would think that something is about to happen, like, that day. Like something is gonna happen, or whatever the case may be. Like, I would just be a little paranoid about it. Or like with 333, it was a message that I needed to focus on my mind, body, and spirit. So I'm thinking that I would have to, uh, you know, make sure that I ate or got some rest or something like that, or like, just really taking it literal and immediate, making it an immediate um effort to try to like go about whatever I'm seeing, whatever messages that I'm feeling that I'm supposed to be getting. So it was quite a ride in the beginning. Like I said, used to give me anxiety how I used to be seeing these numbers and didn't know how to handle it, didn't know what to do about it, didn't know how to express it to anybody else, because you didn't know if anybody was really on that, like, or was in tune with it, until I found certain people with it. And nowadays more people see it. But earlier on, a few years ago, it wasn't that much of a, like, spirituality is very mainstream now. It's not a bad thing, but I just hope we don't veer off into the wrong direction. But, like, you know, people don't understand all the time. They think they do, but they don't. So, when you try to tell them something about something, they may not always understand exactly where you're coming from, so they give you a response based off of what they know or what they can comprehend, or they will react or based off of what they can comprehend. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like, say I see 747 all the time, they will kind of downplay it because they don't understand it. You know what I mean? Things like that. But um, although it gave me anxiety, nowadays, like, as time has gone on and I've like just learned and understood more, grew and then experienced more things and understood more things, and I use it to my advantage now. Now that I see things differently, like, or I would, whenever I'm getting into something new, that's when I would pay attention. Like, for instance, when I first got this new job, when I was training, I I was on a route. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. I never voiced this, but on, what is it? Oh yeah, when I was training, my route was 47. Now, if anybody knows, 47 is a spiritual number. 47 gang, 47, uh, like Joey Badass, 47 is a powerful number of love. It's just a very spiritual number. And wow, I just made a connection just now, and I'm gonna go back to that. I'm sorry, cause I just really made a connection, and that's crazy. Um, that's crazy. I think I made that connection mentally, but I don't think I really peeped. But anyway, I'm sorry. So I was on Route 47, and you know there would be okay, I was on Route 47, but I wouldn't always see the number 47. But there would be certain days that I would see it, like uh um Thursdays. There was certain stops that we were doing, and like we dealt with bins. Like, we had to, like, you know carry and push bins around and stuff like that, and it had the route number on the bins spray painted, so big ass 47s every now and then I would be seeing. So, me, I'm picking it up as like, oh wow, that's crazy, 47. I'm like, numbers, numerology. I'm already looking into it, so I'm like, all right, what is it that I'm taking for it? Let me look up the spiritual uh, number or meaning for 47 real quick, because I kind of got high off the pen, so I don't want to, like, veer off. But basically, like, I was seeing that a lot, so I knew that it meant something. I knew it meant something, and when you look in, like, when you read the meaning of numbers and shit, a lot of the times you would get, like I've said before, almost like a similar explanation for a lot of them, or a similar definition, or yeah, like, it'll all revolve around the same uh, principle or same message. There we go, message. And, like, all right, so real quick, this is I never even seen this one. This is a new one, but viewing angel number 47 might mean that you are being guided towards a new path in life, or new people you can count on are coming your way. Uh, let's look into another one that I was reading at that time. Oh, it was encouraging me to continue with my hard work and things of that nature. Now, um, you know, I've been going through it, you know, for the past like year or so, as far as work, and just trying to find my place and figure out how I'm like just getting back on my feet type of thing. And, you know, I went through the gauntlet, and to see that and to look it up, sometimes it was very reassuring. And I'm not a religious person, but it kind of made me feel like what I was doing wasn't being done in vain, or it wasn't it wasn't wasted. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, like to come back through the other side and see all of these numbers and just be in this state of mind, it was very surreal to see these numbers, because it's like these are new experiences that I'm having, but yet I'm still seeing the numbers that I'm used to seeing. So evidently I'm on the right path. And that's what a lot of the numbers mean. It means, I don't know if I said that already, but basically means that you're on the right path. A lot of the times that was the message that's being reinterpreted or uh, reiterated. You know what I mean? Like that you're on the right path. Um, so I kind of forgot where I was going initially, but now I'm just thinking about the connection that I made with 47. Like, okay, so even with numerology, 47. Okay, so like I said earlier, it doesn't only have to be repeating numbers or repeating vibrations. It could be like all right, 747 or 123, as simple as that, or 369. Like, seeing those frequencies have different meanings. So, but sometimes, say like down, like if you're looking at the numerology of self, like trying to figure out who you are in a numerological sense. You know what I mean? Breaking down the meanings of the the numbers in your name, because each letter has a different value to it. So when you add up each number, it gets to a certain, like say 333, right? The it could be reduced to 9. 333 can be reduced to 9. Let's say 1483. I don't know. That's just a random number, but you add up each number in 1483, like the year 1483. Um, so you add 1 plus 4 plus 8 plus 3. So 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 8 is 13, plus 3 is 18. 15, I mean. I think I said it right. So yeah, 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 8 is 13, plus 3 is 16. That's what I meant to say. But I thought about the wrong number. Um, 16. So boom, you get 16, and then you can reduce it more by adding uh 1 plus 6 and 16. You get 7. So essentially, like, if you see 1483, the base vibration can be reduced to 7, and you can get your message from that, or your understanding, or whatever it is that resonates with you from that. So my point is, um, I was on Route 47. Now I have my own route, I was training on Route 47, and now I have my own route, doing my own thing, and my route is 11. Now, when you add up 47, 4, 7, that is 11. So it's like Route 11, 11, in a way. And if you want to reduce it more, it's Route 2. So 2. I have to look up the significance of 2 again by itself. Because, you look up all of these things and it gets in your brain, but then as far as explaining it to other people or like voicing it, it gets kind of tricky to not sound like you're not making sense. So, or it sounds like you don't know what you're talking about. Because, like, you know what you're talking about, just trying to explain it to somebody that doesn't have a fucking clue, it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult. But that's fucking crazy, though. That's my main point. Route 47, Route 11 is essentially the same thing. If you want to reduce it, look at it from a numerological standpoint. I just like saying numerological. But, oh shit. But yeah, numerology, that's been one thing that keeps my mental intact sometimes too, like, or just helps me get through, because everybody has their own religions that they follow, or whatever practices, whatever they believe in. I'm trying to find what to believe in, trying to figure out what is best to believe in, whether it is religion, whether it is spirituality of any kind, just trying to understand what is and what isn't. And, you can lean on it. It's like religion is something that you can lean on when you don't know what you're going through or you don't know what to do. It's something to relieve the burdens. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that I've been learning to relieve my burdens by knowing that I have guardian angels. So, and not feel so pressured. I mean, I go through it, but I'm getting better at just taking care of myself and knowing that it's not all bad, because I know that I have angels watching over me. So it kind of put ease to my heart. I guess that's one thing that I've always been trying to figure out, or that's one thing that's been monumental in my life, my relationship with God. God. But yeah, it's a deep thing, man. God is a big topic, but does he have to be? Okay, I feel like I went on for long enough. I feel like this is a good hour plus. I know it's an hour. Yeah, for sure. Oh, look, 11:11 on the clock. Ain't that some shit? You can't make that shit up, though. You can't make it. I didn't even peep. I didn't even peep. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna end it off right there, cause that's fire. An episode I was talking about numerology on, I ended up looking at the end of the fucking episode. It's 11:11 on the clock. Go fucking figure. And I'm not explaining what 11:11 means. You know what 11:11 means. Look, and if you don't, look it up for yourself. Educate yourself. But yeah, all right. New music on the way. 729. Lonely Loner 2 comes out. LL2 is on the way. 729 on all platforms. The Calm is out now. Still on all platforms. Embrace video out now. I'm still working on another video. More content on the way. More Maal's Mind on the way. More art. More life. I feel better, man. I'm getting better. handling things better. I feel good, man. I feel good. So yeah, thank you for everybody tuning in. This is Maal Smith. I'm gonna see you next time.